Hi there, welcome back to another week of Counter-Strike game and skin market update. This is SkinomiCS2, and this video covers the 7th to 13th of July 2025. I've chosen to slightly delay this video to cover the update associated with Season 3 of Premiere. However, nothing has happened yet. Maybe Valve is allergic to the number 3 after all. Starting with the Armory Pass, there are rumors that some items within will be rotated once an update rolls around, so we see higher prices overall. In particular, elemental craft stickers have jumped all the way up to 160% return on unboxing. The Sport and Field collection have also overtaken the missing Link charms for the first time ever. Currently, the store displays the XM Solitude as last chance to redeem. Returns stand about break even upon redemption, although there is a huge price dispersion between factory new and all other conditions, so the chances of profit are very low. Additionally, there are 67,000 of these in total, so they aren't exactly a rare skin. Moving on, as the major capsules stay unprofitable, as people wait for the 75% off discount, which is not a surprise. The champion autograph stickers have become tradable this week, and the results are not great. A measly 16.1% expected return if you unbox any of these. My advice? Wait. This week, Megalondon 888, a rich and well-known collector, gave away about $500,000 worth of cases to streamers. The streamers unboxed these cases on stream in what is the current record for the biggest unboxing in a single sitting. The stream lasted just under 11 hours. The most expensive items within the giveaway were Katowice 2014 capsules. In total, 13 were unboxed, and only one broke even, which is the Team Dignitas holo shown on the top left. Keep in mind that these capsules are worth between $20,000 and $30,000 each under current market conditions. Overall, the $500,000 unboxing ended with less than $80,000 in return, which is honestly quite a good PSA against unboxing yourself. Now moving on to a scam that has been ongoing. Couple weeks ago, a game called Plumber's Legacy appeared on Steam with tradable items using Valve's emblems from Counter-Strike. Items such as butterfly knives would appear in trade offers that are in reality worthless. I opted not to cover this at the time, as the game was quickly removed by the developers after it garnered community attention. However, this week, numerous copycats started to appear. I urge my audiences to double check items that are from Counter-Strike prior to trading. Real Counter-Strike items can be inspected in-game upon hovering over the item. Also this week, Osni on Twitter discovered that Steam has been updated, so that certain buy orders now also require mobile Steam Guard confirmation. This is a positive change in my opinion, which is another layer against scams as well as untrustworthy people who have taken access to your Steam account. Finally, let's move on to our weekly craft idea. I have another anime craft this week. The character Kakashi from Naruto can be crafted by using some cheap paper stickers. First, layer 2 spirit papers from Copenhagen on the top left, then layer a striker pose sticker in the center, then layer a Greyhound Gaming sticker over that. Lastly, lefty sticker on the right. The entire craft costs well under $1 USD. Switching gears to market analysis. The SkinomiCS2 Index, which contains a list of items I use to represent the market, decreased by another 0.56% this week. Again, the equal weighting in my index between higher and lower priced items reflects a different narrative compared to the typical indexes which only contain higher end items. Case in point, the eSport Fire Index, which contains a list of 300 high value liquid items, shows prices continue to creep up as it only contains the upper end of the market, which performed much better this week. Moving on to buff value of trade and trade volume data sourced from the cheap instant trading site iTrade.gg. Volume and value of trade have been on a downward trend on buff in the past month. Whereas the total value and volume data sourced from SteamDT, the trend line is increasing. This signifies more traders are trading outside of buff, with Chinese platforms Yulping and C5 taking market share. Now, let's break the skin market movements this week down into categories. Starting off with knives and gloves, this segment increased overall. Gloves this week did better than knives for the most part. Higher tiered weapon skins followed suit with an overall increase within the wider market. the Deagle Blaze increased significantly this week. Agents declined again this week, although the decrease has been relatively minor compared to last week, and agents are still up from a month prior. Last but not least, in the affordable weapon segment, we have seen significant declines again, which again signals trading and demand are concentrated in the upper end of the market. Moving on, according to CS2 Case Tracker, case unboxing numbers have lowered back down to 7.7 million in the week. This is in line with the lower player count in the past month, where the average player count is now below 1 million. However, case prices continue to skyrocket as supply dwindles. The weapon case is now more than $160, an astonishing amount for a single case. The same gains are across active cases as well. With the exception of the recoil case, all cases went up by a double-digit amount this week, which is staggering. Let's now take a glimpse at this week's biggest winners and losers. This week's biggest winner was the point disarray from the revolver case, which has increased significantly in price. The increase in the skin price is in line with the case. The Ints Holo from Rio also made the list. This is a sticker quite popular within a couple of crafts. In losers, the trade-up Filler Groundwater topped the list. Constrictor Gloves partially reversed the increase from last week, and the Krakow NaVi Holo merely dipped on its way up. Onto the top trades of the week, also sourced from the skin trading site itrade.gg. On buff, 2 Wild Lotuses made the list, with the more expensive one adorned with 4 Cato 14 resin papers going for $42,000. The other trade to make the list is a Dragon Lore in factory new condition, and a Cato 14 iBuyPower Holo on the scope. On CS Float, the hype from the grand unboxing this week seemed to revive the market for Cato 14 stickers and capsules. A Cato 14 Vox Holo topped the list for $24,000, whilst a Legend capsule was only a few $100s cheaper. Moving into game news, there were no updates this week apart from the removal of Season 2 in Premiere, which is honestly a huge disappointment. Now onto the pro scene. The $1 million Fissure Playground tournament has begun. As none of the top 10 teams are here, this will be a good chance for relative VRS gains for these tier 1.5 teams. In other news, transfers continued this week in the last week of the off-season. JL made way for the NaVi junior player Makazze. He has indicated that he has been burnt out by the year-round competition and will use this opportunity to take a break. Broky returned to FaZe's starting lineup after the team supposedly failed to sign Simple. G2 bench Snax for Matis. Hunter will take over the in-game leader duties. Imperial signs Ace HR. Fluxo signs Makazze and Decenti from MIBR. FlyQuest signs JKS from Liquid. Liaz makes way for the return of the Star Rifler. Gamer Legion signs Kersey, whilst ENCE promotes Mighty to its main roster from the Academy. Lastly, NIP benched Arados for ex-Kakpersky. I am still open to skin donations, and a reminder to join my Discord. Please like, share and subscribe. On that bombshell, that was all for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye.